Let's talk about Angular services today. So basically, let's talk about Angular services today. Angular services is nothing but it's used to avoid a rewriting of code. A service can be written only once and can be injected into all the components that use the services. For example, let's say that let's say there's a Gmail, right? It is basically mixed embedded with several components into the main component. For example, we have the logo component, we have create account, sign in, and photos and everything. So these are not on one component, these are like multiple components. These are all embedded into one component, and that is possible with the help of the services. So these are the components which will be embedded with the help of services. So that's what it says, that it can be injected into all the components. So basically, components should not be used for fetching or save data. They should be only and only focusing on presenting data and getting the data from the API and the data business logic. Everything will be taken care by the services. Okay, like the fetching the data, validating the user input, logging directly to the console, the HTTP interceptor, everything is based upon the services. And the way how it is being done is with the help of the dependency injection. And there's a concept called as injector. So with the help of the injector, it is the main mechanism to create application-wide injector. And the injector actually creates dependency, and there's a provider which actually tells how to obtain or create a dependency. For example, let's say to import the service, we'll be just doing import so-and-so service. To register the service at the rate component providers, this is the service. And to use the service, we'll do in the help of the constructor. So for example, export class, this is the service name. Again, in the constructor, we'll be using, it is again depending on other services like the hero services, the backend services. So these will be defining in the constructor. And we'll be writing a method. In this, we'll be doing this. For example, the backend is there. We'll be saying this dot backend dot so and so, and this dot logger dot so and so, and this dot heroes. The return, what we'll be doing is the one which will be saying the private heroes. This will be written with over here. So as I said, components are only for rendering purposes. So again, in the services, what we'll be doing is to inject a service. The dependency injection will be using the injectable provided root is if it is available throughout the application. If it is root, if you just say provider and so service, it will be available in only in these particular services. Okay. Again, a service is a class. It's decorated with the injectable. With the help of this, we'll be doing the dependency injection. And share data services singletons, and it holds a business logic and interacts with the backend services with the help of the HTTP interceptor and everything. So the same again, injectable export class, the middle services name, and in the constructor we'll be giving the what all services we want. Okay, the middleman service will be given the alias, and in the method we'll be saying this dot the alias name dot. We'll be seeing that how to create the service. Basically, we know that ng generate service name is called as that's how we create the service. So we'll be saying the services data, right? So once we do this, we'll be getting this service, and we'll be saying that export class data service and injectable provider. So this is where we'll give the method. For example, get list, we'll be giving the grade, name, and country. Next, we'll be saying how to register the Angular services. We'll be giving that in the providers. In the provider, we'll be importing that, and we'll be giving that data service. How we'll use the services? In the constructor, in the data service, we'll give an alias name, and this dot list dot get list, this dot artist. So this is how we'll be using the service. How we'll be displaying the services? For example, like this. For example, over here we are saying that this dot artist equal to this dot. So artist will be going over here. Products equal to new product 1 memory card. So this is where we set in over here a name, country, and this one. So this is where we'll be getting name, country, and this the price. The price also we gave, right? The price we gave this over here. The price we gave it over here. So grade, name, and country. So that's how we'll be getting the same thing, price, name, and country. And how we are going to display this is, for example, this one, product ID, name and price. So product ID, name and price is this one, product ID, name and price. So we'll be displaying that. We're displaying that and we'll be getting the services. Yeah. So similarly, @injectable, and the syntax is again the same, just and @injectable, this one, and we'll be giving the method names, add user, get user or something. And similarly for the HTTP client also, we'll be giving the data service. We can also give a URL, some URL in constructor. In the get users, we'll be saying http.get this API URL, we'll be putting it over here. So that's about the service.